Hello everyone and welcome to the video solution of the class activity Search for the Worst. In this activity we're going to be reading in the CSV file provided, which is filled with player statistics, and we're going to be finding out the worst player in a certain position. As you can see, I have Jupyter Notebook open. I have a resources folder and a Search for the Worst IPython notebook. We can see our soccer 2018 data CSV, which is what we'll be reading in. In the first cell, we have our dependencies, and the only dependency we need for this activity is pandas to be able to read in the CSV and work with the subsequent data frame that we get. And remember, you can shorten your libraries with using as and then the shortened form that you want to use. And so you can use PD as pandas in the rest of your code, so you don't have to type pandas again and again. This is especially helpful when you have libraries that have really long names. In the next cell, we are reading in our CSV file and printing out the data frame that appears. So remember, when we are specifying file path, we want to do the folder first, then a /, and then the file name. Very important, never forget the file extension. And now we're reading in the CSV using pandas, and so we specified the file that we want to read in, and we do a low memory equals false to get rid of an error message that would pop up. Okay, as you can see, it's a pretty large data frame. We have quite a few columns, some of which we cannot even see. The main ones that we want right now is name and preferred position. So the first thing we want to do is collect a list of all the unique values in the preferred position. All we have to do here is specify the column of the data frame that we want, which is specified by the data frame, square brackets, and the column name in quotes. And then we just do a .unique, and this function will automatically pick out all of the unique values in our preferred position column. Next up, we want to create a new data frame with just strikers. So here we're looking at the old data frame, and we're only taking the rows where preferred position is ST, which means striker. So we're taking all the other columns, but only the rows where preferred position is ST. We're just displaying the first 5 rows. Next, we want to sort the data frame by the values in this ST column to find the worst. So as you can see all the way back here, we have an ST column, so these are their scores. And then we want to reset the index, so the index is now based on the sorting locations. What we're doing here is we are sorting the values based on the ST column, and what it automatically does is sort ascending, as you can see by this column right here. Then we're going to reset the index, so the numbers here are in order. So if you remember, when we grabbed just the strikers, the index here was not in order. And we add drop equals true because what pandas usually does is it tries to add another column with the old index into the data frame, and we don't want that to happen. So we'll put drop equals true just to keep the same exact columns that we had before. Now we want to save all the information collected on the worst striker. So since we sorted the previous data frame by the striker score, we know that the very first one is the worst striker. So we've specified that with a log where we've said the first row and all the columns. So what that gives us is every bit of information about El Saki. So now that we have the information about the worst striker, let's find the information about the worst player of a different position. Let's say the right forward. To do that, it's very simple. We need to change the value of ST right here to RW and the value of ST right here to RW. I'm not going to change the data frame names and keep them as strikers 2018 DF just to make running through this quick exercise a little faster. And here we go. The information changed about the worst right forward. Okay, age 17, he's from Switzerland, and the preferred position is right forward. And that is the video solution to Search for the Worst.